Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to our continuing live coverage of the 49th QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup from Krasnoyarsk, Russia. I'm Lucas Wiseman. Getting pretty good at saying Krasnoyarsk now after a whole week of doing it here in Russia. We're in Siberia, kind of central Russia, and the best bowlers in the world have all come here to compete in the 49th QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. So what's happening this morning? That's a good question. It's the round of 24, so the top 24 women advanced after yesterday, and they are competing in 8 additional games this morning in the round of 24 to determine our final 8 for match play, which will take place tomorrow. So right now on the featured pairs, we have Philippines, Germany, Turkey, and Aruba. So again, Germany, Philippines, Turkey, and Aruba get us kicked off this morning. 8 games of the round of 24 action. Top 24 women in the field are bowling now together. So it wouldn't surprise me if at some point we see some big scores, maybe a 300 or 2 today between the men and the women. So we'll have to wait and see. But just underway here, game 1 in progress at the World Cup.
А что будете мастерить? Это просто...
All right, got some bowlers off to quick starts here. Philippines on our featured pair, front 4. Got Costa Rica front 6. By the way, if we are not showing your favorite bowler on the live streaming, you can keep up with their scores using the live scoring on QubicaAMF.com. This event is brought to you by QubicaAMF, and we've got a lot of great QubicaAMF products being used here this week, including the AMF Light 2 pins. AMF Light 2 pins are made in America from the finest hard maple and 100% kiln dried. These are the most durable, high-scoring pins on the market, shattering one tournament record after another, including this week. QubicaAMF is the only manufacturer that molds with surlyn, resulting in larger wooden core that extends pin life and boosts scoring. The pins have a lock-in base, specifically formulated base to reduce sliding. So there you go. That's one of the reasons why we've got some good scores this week, is the brand new AMF Light 2 pins. Got 8 games here this morning, and then the men will come on to bowl 8 games, and that'll do it for the day. It's a short day here at the World Cup. They've got to bring in the TV crew, the local Russian TV crew, to set up for the finals. They're going to set that up this afternoon and have that ready to go for tomorrow, because it's a pretty quick turnaround tomorrow after the round of 8. Only an hour turnaround after the round of 8 before the semifinals and finals get started. So pretty quick turn tomorrow. Well, the Costa Rican left a split, so I believe that ends all of our folks that have a string of strikes to start the game. Almiguera with a spare and 6 strikes in a row. She's the one, looks like, stringing the most strikes together right now. By the way, all the lane assignments are posted on the QubicaAMF.com website if you'd like to see the lane assignments and tell who's going to be on the featured pairs as we move along here. I also tweeted out that list of lane assignments if you want to check it on Twitter, @Lucas_Wiseman. All pins carry forward. Looks like my camera for the scoreboard got knocked over. Sorry about that. Get that fixed. They're very sensitive. You got to be in exactly the right spot to make this whole thing work. So if somebody comes by and nudges it, it screws it all up. We'll get it fixed for you real quick here. Just now noticed that. If you see that, let me know in the future. There we go. Should be good now. Saras of Aruba with a good game here. She can strike out in the 10th for 248. Almi Guerra's got a chance at a 290 here in game 1. Our leader, Caroline Lagrange of Canada, can get to 224, so Almi looking to make up some ground here in game 1. Danielle McEwen's max 247. Jeremy wants to know how many total games the top bowlers end up bowling. Well, we had 24 games in qualifying, 8 games in the round of 24, and 8 games in the round of 8. So that would be 40 games. Plus, depends on how many matches they would bowl in the semifinals and finals. So the max would be 42 games if somebody made it into the semifinal and won the semifinal and then bowled the final. Almi got the second one in the 10th.
Good morning, sir.
You can always hear the people say good morning when they walk by because the microphone is pointed toward them. That was Saya from Finland. She's the press officer for Finland. 269 from Mexico here in game 1. Well, Caroline Lagrange may have had one of her worst games in the tournament so far. She bowled 190. And Almi can beat that by 100 pins. So I think that Caroline led by about 200 pins coming into today. And Almi is going to cut that in half in one game. see the red flag up in the air. That means they're done on these pairs. But Ukraine still down on lane 7 finishing this game, and it's the last bowler to finish. Yeah, with only 2 on a pair, it's going to go pretty quick today. Probably about 18 minutes a game or so. And it should only take them about 2.5 hours to bowl 8 games. There's the whistle and making the move for game 2. We'll have Mexico and Romania right here in front of us on 15 and 16. '17 and 18. Looks like Finland and Kazakhstan. So all the pins are carried forward every round until they cut to the top 3, and then the pins are dropped. And TV show is a stepladder finals. So the number 2 bowler will bowl the number 3 bowler in the semifinal, and the winner will bowl the top seed for the title. Chris wants to know if there's going to be the rolling scores at the bottom of the screen, and yes, there will be. They were just tweaking some of the statistics and hoping to have it looking good for at the end of the first game. So I think in any minute it should be up and running here. There it is. How's that for timing? Just happened to pop on. And it's updated after the first game already. Isn't that quick? Before they even throw the first ball of the next game, we already have the updated standings on the bottom of the screen of Bowl TV. William wants to know if the title match will be broadcast online. Yes, it will. We will broadcast all of the competition. Start to finish, we are live here on Bowl TV. And if you can't watch the competition because of the time difference wherever you are, it's always available on demand after the fact. So if you want to watch it later, you can. trying to make some arrangements already for later. Today, the round of 24 is taking up most of the bowling center, and I've been able to stay in the same location for the live streaming all week long. But because they are bringing in the crew to set up for the TV show today, that means tomorrow I have to move to a new location for the live streaming. So we've got to move down from behind 15, 16, and 17, and 18 to behind 21 through 24, which means we have some logistical things to figure out here at the World Cup. So we've got some network cable and power cables coming in so that we can move everything down a little bit, and I'll be set up right between the men and the women tomorrow, because the men and the women bowl at the same time tomorrow. It's the only time all week that they bowl at the same time, and so we'll have one pair for the women and one pair for the men on the live streaming so that we can show both during the round-robin match play tomorrow morning. And then after round-robin, I get to move again down to the TV lanes to set up for the live stream. And for those of you just tuning in, I see that Brunello tuning in. They bowl 8 games in this round. And we are in game number 2 right now. And you can see the standings scrolling on the bottom of your screen. And just to make sure everybody's clear what the standings at the bottom of the screen mean, the first number is the position, then the name and the country, the total score, the average, and the number of games bowled. So again, position, name, country, total, average, games. Those are what all those numbers represent. And I know a lot of you have been watching the live streaming all weekend or all week long, and it's now time for you to do me a favor. I've spent a lot of time here doing the live streaming for you, so it's time for you to do me a favor if you would. Please go on your Facebook and your Twitter and let everybody know that we're live on Bowl TV. Give them the link. Ask them to come watch the bowling. Only 415 people watching right now. I know that we can do better than that. So please take a moment and get on Facebook and Twitter and let everybody know to come watch the World Cup competition here on Bowl TV. Mr. Prank Caller says it's the first time he's watched the World Cup before. What does McEwen need to do to advance? To advance past today, this is the round of 24. Only the top 8 will advance. So as long as Danielle is in the top 8 at the end of today, she will advance to tomorrow. However, that said, the most important thing excuse me, is to remain in the top 3. Because it's the top 3 after all the games total, 40 total games, plus bonus pins for match play tomorrow, by the way, will advance to the finals. So you got to be in the top 3 to have a chance to win the tournament. So the goal is to not only stay in the top 8 after today, but be as close to the top 3 as possible, so that you have a chance tomorrow to make it into the semifinals and finals. And I told you, they bowl pretty quick today. This game has been going on for 5 minutes, and they're already halfway through the game, so a frame a minute, it goes really quite quick. They don't bowl the PBA or professional style of pace. They just go when their name is up and the arrow is up for them. So they bowl as their name is up and ready to go, which is basically just alternating shots. So it goes really fast. Farkas of Romania with a 10-pin there, the lefty. Ball Reviews Canada says thank you, Lucas, and whoever else makes possible the Bowl TV stream. You're welcome. The live streaming is a partnership between QubicaAMF and USBC. Bowl TV, of course, is a USBC, United States Bowling Congress product, and we have volunteered to help the QubicaAMF World Cup get live streaming, so that's why I'm here. At Bowl TV, our goal is different than some. We are not. We are more interested in providing a bowling service for the industry than anything else. So it's our pleasure to be able to come and volunteer our time to do live streaming of major events like this, just like we do for the World Championships or WTBA events. You know, it's our pleasure to come and make sure that bowling fans have a chance to watch the best bowlers in the world, and a major event like this, quite honestly, deserves live streaming, and so it's a real pleasure to be able to provide that for you guys. I'm glad that you enjoy it, and I know a lot of you watched all week, so thank you very much to those of you who are dedicated to the live streaming and been watching the whole time. It's much appreciated. A couple of more tweets coming in. Sarah Flannery posted the link to the live stream. Thank you very much, Sarah. Says that she wishes she could have been here. Well, we wish you could have been here as well, Sarah. And Greg Young also posted a link to the live stream. Thanks, Greg. Those two also tagged me on Twitter, so that's why I knew that they posted the link. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Lucas_Wiseman on Twitter. You can also follow QubicaAMF at QubicaAMF. And if you want to follow USBC at USBC, that's how I alert everybody that the live stream is online, is on the USBC Twitter account. So you can follow USBC on Twitter to get updates. Amazing how fast these games go, isn't it? It's been about 10 minutes since they started the game, and we're almost done with Game 2. They waste no time. Problem man asking about Danielle McEwen. He's having a hard time getting the live scoring up for her. She's down on 7 and 8, and looks like she can shoot 256 this game. Wrapping up Game 2 of 8 here for the women's round of 24. The men coming on the lanes. Scheduled for 11:30 a.m. Krasnoyarsk time. so the men will be on the lanes in about 3 hours. About 3 hours from now, so you can figure out the time difference for where you're at in the world, but about 3 hours from now is when the men will be on the lanes. And then the round of 8 begins tomorrow morning. That is scheduled to begin at 9 a.m. Hey, I get to sleep in an extra hour tomorrow. That's nice. 9 a.m. Krasnoyarsk time tomorrow is when the round of 8 begins for the men and the women. Which 9 a.m. Krasnoyarsk time would be 2 a.m. Central European time and 8 p.m. tomorrow night for those of you on the East Coast of the United States. I think that's right. It's in a little bit more than 24 hours from now. Terry wishing the best of luck from the Virgin Islands. Thank you very much, Terry. You say you wish you were here. I wish I was in the Virgin Islands. Love the Virgin Islands. I've been to St. Croix before. It's beautiful. And Royal wants to know about what the weather's like here in Russia, and it hasn't been too bad, actually. I expected much colder and much more snow, and pretty much have had neither. We had a little bit of snow, but not much. But the rumor was it was supposed to snow today, but I haven't been outside in 3 days, so I couldn't tell you. Alright, so got a couple of pairs still to finish, and well, about half the pairs finished that game in 15 minutes. So pretty speedy. Josh wants to know if there are any women bowlers two-handed, and no, there are not any two-handed women in the field that I saw. I have seen two-handed women before, but not in this tournament. Still got two pairs finishing up here. Game number 2. For those of you wondering when we might see Team USA's Danielle McEwen, she will be on for game number 7. That's what she's scheduled for. She's scheduled to be on lane 17 that game. And as for our tournament leader, Carolyn Lagrange, she will be on game number 6 on lane 16. So game number 3, we're going to have Finland, Belgium, Costa Rica, and Mexico. Finland, Belgium, Costa Rica, and Mexico for game number 3. And looks like they're still finishing a game down on the high end. I think they're in the 10th frame, though. Looks like Carolyn Lagrange had another sub-200 game. So she's going backwards. There's the whistle. Now the bowlers can move for the next game.
Search for water with no gas.
Greg Woodhouse, the coach of the Dominican and Costa Rica, you heard him just say that. He said he's searching for water with no gas, which is, got a lot of sparkling water here. And sometimes it's hard to find water that's still, which has no carbonation. So he's off trying to find some now for his players. Alright, so here we go. Finland and Belgium, Costa Rica and Mexico for game 3. As we are moving right along here. scores, excuse me, the scores are updated after 26 games on the scroller on the bottom of the screen. So you can just wait for it to kind of cycle through, and then you'll be able to see the top of the standings. There's the top of the standings. Carolyn Lagrange of Canada still in the lead, 63-45. But Almi Guerra has closed the gap to 101 pins. And then Danielle McEwen is another 100 back of Almi, 113 back of Almi. The gap between third and fourth is a little more than 100 pins as well. So there's a few gaps in there, but still an awful lot of games to go. We still have 6 more games to go on this block, and then we cut to the top 8, and then 8 more games of match play tomorrow before we head into the semifinal and final tomorrow afternoon. Right now, the cut for 8th place is Viviana Delgado Cruz of Costa Rica, 224.92 average, and she's 31 pins ahead of Luminita Farkas of Romania. And Sandra Anderson and Haruka Matsuda are tied for 10th, and they are 89 pins behind 8th place. So that's kind of the number that we're going to be looking at, is that 8th place position as we move along here. Just so happens that Viviana Delgado Cruz of Costa Rica, who is the cut right now, is on our featured pairs. Just tuning in, watching live coverage of the 49th QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup from Krasnoyarsk, Russia. Lucas Wiseman, Bowl TV here with you. More information on this event, QubicaAMF.com. And every once in a while, we like to tell you about a QubicaAMF product. So let's talk about the Conqueror Pro Center Management System. The Conqueror Pro is a complete center management system. It gives you total control of your center, from security to pricing to lane control. You control every aspect of your bowling business, even when you're not there. It lets you recognize and reward your bowlers, simplify transactions, reduce wait time, and build your customer relationships. From lanes to employees, remote center management to customized setup, all Conqueror Pro modules are fully integrated, so you can deliver a complete non-stop bowling experience to your customers. The Conqueror Pro Center Management System. More information at QubicaAMF.com. Autumn Chamberlain this game, front 5, down on lane 7. She's the only one, looks like, that has started with a string of strikes here in game 3 of 8. Mr. Frank wants to know if the USA has ever won this. Yes, the USA has won the World Cup many times. In fact, holds the record as the country with the most victories in World Cup history. It's been a couple of years, though, since the United States won the title, though. In fact, I can tell you the last time Team USA won the World Cup, and it was Derek Oaf won it in Hermosillo, Mexico in 2008 for the men. Bill Hoffman won it in 2007 in St. Petersburg, Russia. DeAndres Beatty won it in 2006. Linda Barnes won it in 2005. Shannon Plahowski won 2004, so you get the idea. It's happened a lot. The United States has won. But in recent years, last year it was Malaysia that won the gold medal for the men, and Singapore for the women. And in 2011, Jason Belmonte of Australia won, and Almiguera of the Dominican won this tournament. So moving right along here, game 3. Scores scrolling on the bottom of your screen. Got the scoreboards on the screen at the top for you there. You can see them from left to right. I think that's a nice addition. We just started doing that here on Bowl TV, putting the scoreboards on the screen. And I think it adds a nice dimension to the live streaming. Makes it much easier to watch the live streaming, and you can see the scores right there on the screen. It's almost like being in the bowling center, isn't it? Especially with the HD and the scores on the screen. It's like it's almost like you're right here in Russia with me. And by the way, if you're not watching in high definition, you absolutely can increase the quality of the streaming that you're watching. See the arrow flying in on the screen there, and right underneath that arrow is a little symbol that looks like a gear, and if you click that, you can change the quality of your live stream. So it'll pop up and it'll say quality. Usually it'll say auto, but you can change that. Just click it and make it 720p HD. And if your internet connection is strong enough, you can watch the live streaming in high definition. And makes those scoreboards a little bit clearer on the top of the screen. Another tip to be able to see the scoreboards a little better is to go full screen, which is a couple of buttons to the right of that gear is some brackets. If you click those, that will make your stream full screen. You won't be able to see the chat, but you will be able to see the scoreboards a little better. And you can also do the other button, which makes the window just a little bit bigger, and that also helps to make the scoreboard bigger, to be able to watch makes the video a little bigger to watch, make it easier to watch the scoreboards. Each game we have different bowlers coming in to the featured pairs. So if the bowler that you want to watch is not on right now, then maybe on in a little bit. You can find the lane assignments at QubicaAMF.com. Josh wants to know if this will be like it at trials, this with the scoreboards on the screen, and yes, that's the plan. Team USA trials coming up in January. We'll have live streaming of that here on Bowl TV. Trip to 6 wants to know what the bowler from Belgium has covered up on the back of her shirt. QubicaAMF has rules on competing sponsor logos. Can't have any logos of a competing sponsor, and it would be counterproductive for me to mention the competing sponsors of QubicaAMF, so I won't. But if you do have a sponsor that they view as competition, you've got to cover it up. And so Belgium obviously is sponsored by a bowling company that competes with QubicaAMF, so they've got to put some duct tape on the logo to be able to wear the shirts. Looks like Carolyn Lagrange has got her stuff together again here. She's going at a 279 pace after bowling back-to-back games under 200. So game 3 coming to a close. Game 4 going to get started here in just a couple of minutes. All right, here we go, game number 4. Let's see if we can get the scrolling scores updated with the most recent results, and there they are. After 27 games, it is posted now. So for game number 4, Japan, Sweden, Ukraine, and Norway. And Julie Rowlett, our press room manager, stopped by and said that Natalia from the Ukraine, her hobby is ballet, and she's actually really good at it. Judy said it shows in her balance that she is good at ballet. Yeah, I would say that's probably pretty accurate. You can see her right there, Natalia Sherbinia. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but sometimes those the Russian and Ukrainian names throw me for a loop. They're pretty tough to pronounce. So my apologies to Natalia if I have said her name wrong. Again, we've got Sweden, Japan, Norway, Ukraine right now. Royal asking if Anderson bowled the Queens about a couple years ago. And yeah, Sandra has bowled the Queens a couple times. Sandra travels the world, bowling all kinds of events on the World Bowling Tour. Terry asking about the National Old Ladies, and I unfortunately don't have any plans to be at that event, but I will be at the Senior Queens and the Senior U.S. Women's Open, I believe. So the standings coming in now. Carolyn Lagrange of Canada had a 274 that game. She increased her lead back up to 170 pins. Danielle McEwen is 105 back of Almi Guerra. So that's third place is Danielle McEwen, a 235 average. Sherry Tan is in fourth at a 230.81 average, so about a 5-pin average gap there between third and fourth. So eighth place, let's take a look at that. It's right now it's the Romanian Luminita Farkas Busan at 60.43. And Viviana Delgado Cruz of Costa Rica drops down after shooting 170 to the number 9 spot, and she is now 25 pins out of 8th place. Sandra Anderson, who is on the featured pair right now, is 38 pins out of 8th, and Haruka Matsuda of Japan, also on our featured pair, is 81 pins out of 8th place currently. Ukrainian in 23rd place, and Pat Torgerson of Norway 13th place. Just to update you on where these players stand. So it's Torgerson is 96 pins out of 8th. So you got 3 out of 4 here. 3 out of 4 here at the near the cut number, trying to make a run at this thing. Terry says she's going to make a try. We're going to make a go of the Senior Queens this coming year. Good to hear that. It's in Reno, Nevada in July or June, end of June, I think. You can also bowl the Women's Championships, USBC Women's Championships, USBC Open Championships as well if you want to bowl some multiple events in one trip. So you can, Terry, you can find more information on all that at pool.com/tournaments. Finland front 6 to start game 4. Across the bowling center, see if anything catches my eye. The Finn had a spare in the 7th, so no 300 this game. Sandra Anderson with a spare and 5 strikes in a row. If I had to guess, I would say that Sandra's going to get into the top 8. I know what type of bowler she is, and I think she'll probably find a way to make it in. Especially if she can pop a big game here and get to the halfway point of this block. Right at the number. I like her chances to make it in the top 8. If you want to keep up to date with the scores, you can go to QubicaAMF.com. They've got live scoring and the results updated after each game right there on the website, so be sure to check that out. Of course, you can always look at the scores scrolling at the bottom of the screen, but sometimes it's easier to be able to see them right there on your screen in their entirety instead of having to wait for them to scroll through. Sandra Anderson getting ready to come into the left side of your screen here with, let's see, 6 strikes in a row. Trying to keep the string alive here. Looks good. Great shot by the Swede. Big game here. Probably would put her into the top 8 with 4 games to go. Almigueta, strike spare 5-bagger for her this game. Carolyn Lagrange, Canada, double spare, spare. See if Sandra can get another one here. Ooh, wicked 10-pin. Winding down game 4 as we approach the halfway point of this round of 24 block. Can they bowl 8 games today? And the top 8 will advance to tomorrow. Frank asking what happens to the top 8, and yes, it is a round-robin match play for the top 8. Men and women bowling at the same time tomorrow morning. 9 a.m. Krasnoyarsk time, which is 8 p.m. Friday night for those of you in the United States on the East Coast. Big game for Anderson from Sweden, 259. Needed a little bit of a boost. Disappointing game for the Japanese player, Matsuda, with a 194, looks like. So she's going to lose some ground on that number 8 position, especially since Rumenina Farkas of Romania is in the 240s at least, maybe the 250s this game. So actually, even though Sandra shoots 259, she may not gain much ground on 8th place. I believe the bonus pins, Chris, tomorrow for the match play are 30 a game. I'll have to confirm that, though. Still waiting for 2 more pairs to finish game 4 on the high end. They should be done pretty soon. The men are scheduled to be on the lanes in a little bit more than 2 hours with their round of 24 competition. All right, game number 5 about to get ready to go here. Norway, Ukraine, Netherlands, and Belgium. All the featured pairs. Again, Norway, Ukraine, Netherlands, and Belgium.
Morning.
Well, after game 4 today, game 28 overall, Lagrange still in the lead by 125 pins over Almigueta. Danielle McEwen is in 3rd, and she's still 118 pins ahead of 4th. Via Ruben, Tatiana Serus, whose name I know I cannot pronounce, is in 8th place right now. Sandra Anderson knocking on the door, just 14 pins back. Costa Rican Viviana Delgado is in 10th, 78 pins behind 8th place. And then Ghislaine Vandertol of the Netherlands is 106 pins behind. Ghislaine is on the feature pair right now. You can see her. She's the lefty in the orange jersey. So Ghislaine needs a huge finish these last 4 games to bowl her way into the round of 8. And so far, so good. 3 in a row to start this game. Pat Torgerson of Norway in 12th place right now, and 111 pins out of 8th. we go. Our standings updated on the bottom of your screen after 28 games. We're in game 29 right now. Royal wants to know who the coach is for the USA at this event. It is Rod Ross, head coach, Team USA.
На ресепшн скажу.
Another strike for Ghislaine Vandertolt, 5 in a row. Natalia of the Ukraine trying to get 6 in a row to start this game. Oh, 8-pin ends the run. Caroline Lagrange has the front 5 this game, as does Ghislaine Vandertolt of the Netherlands. I think Caroline's going to be on the live stream next game. Ghislaine yanked that one and left a 2-4-7-8. Lagrange left a split in the 6th, so her string of strikes has ended. Nice shot by the lefty, the Netherlands, Ghislaine needs a big finish these last 4 games to make a run at the top 8. We have 28 games concluded now. This is game 29. After 32 games, we will know the top 8 for round-robin match play. So we're closing in. On determining our top 8. Torgerson's well in a big game. She can get to 260. Ghislaine really needs to close this game out here, far right side of your screen with a 270. She's got to have big games to make a push to the top 8 and gets another one. Ghislaine Vandertol. Double there. Started front 5. Left the 248. It's 2478. Made it in the 6th. And now a double, so still a chance at a 276 out there for Ghislaine. Torgerson leaves a 10 pin. She desperately needs strikes as well. So it looks like she's going to lose some ground to Ghislaine at this rate. Ghislaine's just ahead of her. Luminita Farkas of Romania is in 7th place right now. And she is 23 pins ahead of 9th, but only bowling 192 this game. Sandra Andersson of Sweden, who's right at the number 9 spot, can only max out at 216. And Sandra just left a single pin, so she's looking at 205 max. So this is a huge opportunity for Ghislaine Vandertol to make a real push towards the top 8 if she can close out this game. She's up right now, lane 17. Great shot. You can tell off her hand that was going to be perfect. I like Ghislaine. She's real nice. She travels all over the place bowling tournaments and has been on the Dutch national team for a long time. And right now, Ghislaine is coming through when she needs it the most. Got to take advantage of the opportunities to make up some ground, and that's what she's doing right now. Well, let's see if Ghislaine can close it out here. She's going to come in right side of your screen. There she is. Looks good. Gets the 7 out. It's another one. Puts her in the 260s for sure, and one more strike away from being in the 270s. Move her up the standings. Anderson off to the left there, running out the strike. Can only max at 205 this game, though. So let's see if Ghislaine can close it out here. Right side of your screen, lane number 18. It's on target. Another strike, puts her in the 270s. A great game here for the Dutch bowler. And she is now right in the mix for the top 8. It's going to be an interesting finish, I think. Anderson with a double in the 10th, so that gets her to 200. Carolyn Lagrange going to be at about 214 this game. Missed a single pin in the 9th. Final shot for Ghislaine Vandertol. Gets a strike, and 11 strikes for 276 for Ghislaine Vandertol. A great game. Had the front 5, 6 spare, closed it out with 6 strikes in a row. Shoot 276, and that should put her in the mix for the top 8. She needed a big game, and she got it. Got a couple of pairs still finishing up here. Game number 5. And once they finish, we'll hear the whistle, they'll move, and we'll get started with game 6. right, game 6. Not ready to get started here. Russia, Canada, Japan, and the Dominican, it looks like, is who we're going to have on. All right, standings updated on the bottom of your screen after 29 games. You can see that Carolyn Lagrange still in the lead by 100 pins over Almi Guerra of the Dominican. Looks like Almi leads Danielle by about 160 or 170. And at the number 8 spot, you can see it scrolling on the bottom. Luminita Farkas of Romania is in the number 8 spot, but it should be pretty close. Yeah, Sandra Anderson's right there behind her, and then Ghislaine Vandertol just another couple of pins back. Pat Torgerson, another 40 back there, so things are pretty close going into these last 3 games for the top 8. Almi with a 9-pin second shot, second frame of the game. Carolyn has started with a double. Canadian leading the way in the tournament thus far. Has been leading for days now. Danielle McEwen has started with a double this game, off to the right of the featured pair. She'll be on the featured pair for the next game. Again, we've got Russia, Canada, Dominican, and Japan here for this game. Just tuning in, this is live coverage of the 49th QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. Krasnoyarsk, Russia. Lucas Wiseman here with you. Women's round of 24. Down the home stretch here, 2.5 games to go to determine the round of 8. Only 8 players will advance out of this round. Naomi with a split. It's an 8-10, and they're going to have to do a score correction. Gave her 7 on that shot because that pin fell late. Meanwhile, Carolyn continuing to roll here, front 5. Carolyn gave up some pins first couple of games this morning, but has been doing a little bit better since then. Didn't even shoot 200 the first 2 games. You're averaging almost 250 a game. That's a pretty drastic change. So she's got it together. She still has a decent lead, but a lot of games to go here. The men should be on the lanes in about an hour and 40 minutes from now at 11:30 a.m. Krasnoyarsk time as Carolyn leaves the 7th pin. So 11:30 a.m. Krasnoyarsk time is when the men are scheduled to be on the lanes. That's 10:30 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. 13-hour time difference back to the United States. QubicaAMF is a great provider of lots of bowling equipment. Among them is the XLI Edge Pin Spotter, which we're using here this week. The exclusive patented Edge Performance Lift and Cam delivers the best frames per stop performance in the industry, so there's less machine downtime. It's the quietest, fastest, and most reliable pin spotter on the market, so bowlers don't hear the machines running, making for a more pleasant environment. So, the XLI Edge Pin Spotter, more information at QubicaAMF.com. Only 2 games to go after this one. A reminder to those of you who are watching that you can watch the stream in high definition. It'll help clear up the picture a little bit for you. You see the arrow flying across the screen, and there it goes. Right below that arrow is a little gear, and if you click that gear, that's your settings for this live streaming. And you click it, change the quality to HD, and you will have a crystal clear picture to allow you to see the scoreboards a little better. And of course your internet connection has to be able to handle that level of streaming, but if it does, it's great. It looks really nice, and you can go full screen also to view the scores a little bit better. Danielle McEwen, Team USA, can shoot 268 this game. Carolyn Lagrange can shoot 259, Canadian on our featured pair. Zelenkova of Russia, 192 that game on the featured pair here. After this round of 24, we'll have about an hour break for the re-oil, and then the men will be on the lanes for their round of 24 in-game block, and that'll be it for the day. The round of 8 takes place tomorrow morning here in Krasnoyarsk at 9 a.m. local time. I keep forgetting I get an extra hour of sleep tomorrow. I don't want to give that up. Yeah, so 9 a.m. is the scheduled start time tomorrow morning. And if that changes, I'll let you know on Twitter. You can follow me, by the way, on Twitter at Lucas_Wiseman. Also follow QubicaAMF at QubicaAMF, and at Lucas_Wiseman on Twitter. Almi's bowling a pretty good game here at the end. Strung together 6 in a row so far at the end of this game. Can get to 237. Makes up for the open she had in the 4th. Left that 8-10 split. Danielle McEwen still has a look at 268 this game going into the 10th frame. She'll be on the featured pair next game. Carolyn Lagrange with a 258. You can see Danielle off to the right. Looks like she left a 7-pin. So we're just waiting for game 7 to get started.
Это, ты понимаешь, это климат не тот, начинает вода от всего. Дождик вот так выпал и вроде, иммунитет другой совсем. Мы братом съездил, и то, там, говорится, результат чтобы я еще раз, еще поехал, они где-то, так он тебе должен на первый был, нищета, а мы что там, если бы ты ничего другого не видели, конечно, надо. И вот было прежде. Сколько лет туда не вернулось, сердце не удерживает.
So game 7 of 8 about to get started. We've got Dominican, England, USA, and Russia. So Danielle McEwen of Team USA on the featured pairs. Almi Guerra, Autumn Chamberlain, and Zelenkova of Russia. Wow, 1 pin difference from 8th to 9th right now, Romania and Sweden. Very close. Told you I thought that Sandra Anderson would make a run at it. Unfortunately, neither of them are near our live stream lanes. Danielle, first shot is a 9-pin. Just tuning in, you're watching live coverage of the 49th QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup, live from Krasnoyarsk, Russia. Lucas Wiseman, Bowl TV here with you. Game 7 of 8, so we're almost done with the round of 24. Right now, Caroline Lagrange of Canada in the lead securely. Naomi Guerra of the Dominican Republic in second place, about 120 pins back or so. Danielle McEwen, Team USA, is in third, about 160 pins behind second. Sherry Tan of Singapore, fourth place, more than 100 pins behind Danielle. Again, the key is to be in the top 3 when all these games are said and done. And right now, Danielle McEwen, Almi Guerra, both of them on our featured pairs, are in great position. The cut for today, we cut from 24 to 8. So the top 8 will be advancing to the round of 8 tomorrow morning for round-robin match play. And right now, Lagrange, Guerra, and McEwen are securely in position to advance to the round of 8. The men are scheduled to be on the lanes in 1 hour, 20 minutes with their round of 24. I imagine it should start pretty close to on time. I would say you probably have the top 6 that are looking pretty solid. Certainly the top 5, which would be Canada, Dominican, USA, Singapore, and Philippines, are virtually locked into the top 8 right now. Finland, Aruba, Romania, a little work to do. Finland 142 above the cut number, so that's pretty solid with 2 to go. Just have to avoid disaster. A little more interesting right near the cut line. You've got Aruba in 7th place, 60 pins above 8th. Romania is the number right now. And you've got Sweden 1 pin out of 8th. Netherlands 57 pins out of 8th, and Norway 62 pins. Japan 89 with 2 games to go, so still a handful of bowlers with a chance to make it into the next round. Aomi's off to a quick start, isn't she, with the front 4. Danielle with a double. For the first 6 games today, Aomi Gera has the high total, 1444 for just today. But Rusa Lunden of Finland, 1443, so just 1 pin back of that. Nobody else shot 1400 for the first 6 games. Danielle McEwen, 1387. Carolyn Lagrange, 1360. Aomi, left side of your screen, looking for the front 5. And she's got it. Look at Aomi slapping it out. That looked like it might be a 710 or something not too pleasant on that shot, but it went, and Aomi slapped that one out for the front 5. Danielle looking for 3 in a row. Great looking shot right there. So spare triple to start this game for Danielle McEwen. Danielle up on the far right side of your screen, 6th frame, working on 3 in a row. Trying to hang in there with the leaders. And there's another strike. Carolyn Lagrange has the front 5. Aomi Gera's got the front 5 up right now, trying to push it to the halfway point. And the Dominican gets another one. Bowling World Cup brought to you by QubicaAMF. More information at QubicaAMF.com. That's where you can also find the official website of this tournament, QubicaAMF.com. Click the World Cup link on the page. Live scoring, results, information on the bowlers, frame by frame, all kinds of stuff right there on QubicaAMF.com. You can also like the Facebook page and the Twitter account for this event if you want to get some updates. Lots of great updates have been posted on the Twitter and Facebook accounts for the QubicaAMF World Cup. Danielle looking for 5 in a row, 7th frame. A little little light hit, carries. All right, Almigetta going to be up the far left side of your screen here. She's just stepping onto the approach with the front 6. So you'll see her fly in here momentarily. There she is. And there it goes, front 7 for Almigetta of the Dominican. Caroline Lagrange, front 6. No 300s yet this morning on the women's side, but maybe we'll have one this game. Always nice if it happen on the live stream lanes, isn't it? As Almy steps up here in the 8th, I want to remind you that tomorrow's the final day of competition here at the World Cup. Round robin match play getting started at 9 a.m. Krasnoyarsk time, and the afternoon we'll have the stepladder finals here. Almy with the front 7, and a 10-pin ends the run. Great run by Almy. Still have Caroline Lagrange with the front 6 off to the left. If she continues to strike, we'll get a camera pointed that direction. Danielle McEwen trying to extend her string of strikes to 6, and she does. So 6 in a row for Danielle heading into the 9th frame. But again, the round of 8 match play starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. Krasnoyarsk time, which for those of you in the United States, that would be 8 p.m. Friday night. 8 p.m. Friday night Eastern time. And Central European time, the live streaming will get underway for you at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Central European time on Saturday. Well, Caroline Lagrange left a 10-pin on her 7th shot, so no 300 this game, and it's bleak to have a 300 on the block. Sticko wants to know how many times Almy has won this event. She's won it twice. 2010 and 2011, and she finished 2nd last year in Poland in 2012. So there's no doubt that Almigetta was the player to beat coming into this tournament. Well, Caroline Lagrange has won. She won in 2009. Last year it was Shayna Ung of Singapore who won the women's title in Poland. Danielle McEwen putting on a nice show here in Game 7 for our live stream audience. Just tripped out to 4-9 for another one. 7 strikes in a row for Team USA's Danielle McEwen. Heck of a game. Danielle could strike out for 279. Almy with another strike. I think Almy's a crowd favorite. Everybody loves Almigetta. Over 800 viewers now. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Much appreciated. Great event here at the World Cup this year. And great organizing committee, local organizing committee, and great volunteers, translators helping out. Great staff at the hotel and bowling center. So thank you to everybody who has helped make this event a great success. Danielle McEwen, oh, a 4-pin ends the string there. been flirting with it the last couple of frames, though. We've got one more game to go on this round of 24 squad for the women. And the men will be on the lanes in a little bit more than an hour. I'm going to guess that they might start a little late. It takes about an hour to run the lanes, put the oil in the lanes, so probably going to be about 10, 15 minutes late, I would guess. But you never know. Almy is going to be in the 250s, as is Danielle. Caroline Lagrange can get into 270s, so she can extend her lead this game. It's hard to think that you shoot 259 like Almy is going to shoot here, and you lose ground on first place. That's tough. 259 for Almy Guerra. Danielle, if she strikes on her final shot here, would shoot 258. She gets 8 for 256. Good game, though. Above average for Danielle McEwen. Caroline Lagrange is finishing up on the left side of the screen there. You can just barely see it. Since we don't have anything going on here. Kind of slide the camera a little bit to the left here so we can see Caroline Lagrange finish up her game. Our tournament leader. Chance to shoot 279 this game. He's bowling with Di Benedetto of Italy for this game. There's Carolyn. Second shot in the 10th coming here. Only 1-9 spare this game, 7th frame, and everything else has been a strike until then, so just going to shoot 268 with the spare and still build on the lead, actually. As game 7 coming to a close, one more game to go here in our women's round of 24. Spare is good for Carolyn, and she shoots 268. There's the whistle, which means everybody's done and ready to move to start game number 8, our last game of the round. right, ready to go here. Last game, the round of 24. We've got Greece, Singapore, Italy, and Philippines. And Danielle McEwen is on lane 14 right now, just got a strike, so she's just a little bit out of the picture. Scheduled start time for the men is in about an hour. Yeah, last game here. This game we've got Greece, Singapore, Italy, and Philippines on the featured pairs. And scores are scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Well, Sandra Andersson of Sweden only bowled 183 last game, so she has fallen back to 42 pins behind 8th place. Pat Torgerson of Norway, 53 back, and Ghislaine Vandertol of the Netherlands, 63 pins behind 8th place. The Rubin shot 248 that game, so she's pretty much securely in, 84 pins up on 8th, and 120 or so, 126 up on 9th. So I think that there's only one spot up for grabs, and we got 4 players: Romania, Sweden, Norway, Netherlands. Chance to get it. Right now, the clear advantage is to the Romanian Luminita Farkas-Bussen, who is 42 pins ahead of 9th place. Unfortunately, she's not on the live stream pairs, but Luminita with 3 strikes in a row and a spare to start game number 8, and that would bode well for her if she continues that pace. She should have no problem staying in the top 8. Danielle McEwen, 3 strikes in a row to start this game.
Какая прописка будет? Шаровая бомба?
See Deb Wolf in the chat. Thanks, Deb, for the comment. Same to you, Nabil Jury. This is our final game. Terry says the battery's dying. Thanks for watching, Terry. Have to charge that battery up. Maybe you can watch tomorrow. Our final game here of the round of 24. The men scheduled to start in about an hour. About 1 hour from now, the men will get started. So be sure to tune me back in for that. Got Finland with the front 7, it looks like, down on 23 and 24. I'm hearing from John Stravinsky just came by and says the weather outside's gotten terrible. It's really windy and snowing, and we were hoping on Sunday to be able to go out and do some sightseeing, and he said if it's like that on Sunday, there's no chance, because we don't fly out till 8 p.m. on Sunday, so we've got a day to kill. But yeah, I guess the weather's taking a turn for the worse. It's actually not been too bad here since we got here, but it's Siberia, it's winter, and kind of expected the cold and the snow would catch up with us eventually, right? Well, the Finnish bowler with the front 8 now. Luminita Farkas of Romania looks like she can get to 225 this game. She's the first strike in the 10th. And that might be enough to secure her a spot. Yeah, I think she's going to be okay. The Finn has the front 9, getting ready to bowl the 10th frame. It's Ruselunden down on lane 23. The lefty just broke it up for another strike, it looks like. So we'll get a look at it if she gets another one. The Finn with the front 10 right now. I'm a little surprised we haven't seen a 300 yet this morning, but we still have a chance. Yep, struck again, so time to get the camera moved over, and let's see if we can get a look at it here. Danielle McEwen, by the way, has a chance to shoot 279 this game. So let's zoom it over. See if we can find her here. There she is. Kind of far away. That's zoomed in as far as I can go with this camera, by the way. So Ruselunden of Finland with a chance for a perfect game here in the round of 24. And she's got it. A 300 for Finland here in the round of 24. It's our third in the women's division. Up, Saya says stop for a pic. Hironoda down there wants a picture as well. So congratulations to the Finn on the perfecto. Always nice to end the squad on a 300 game. Just never know when they're going to pop up. So congratulations to Finland on getting the 300 game. Hopefully the camera work was okay for you there. It's a little bit far away, and it's a little awkward for me to get up to the camera to move it because I got the cameras up so high to get above all the heads here, and fortunately, I got a little step stool to help get up top there to move the camera around. Well, Danielle McEwen looks like she might make up some ground this game on the bowlers ahead of her. Danielle's in third place, but going to shoot 279 this game with a strike on the fill. Already sitting at, let's see, 3 strikes to start the game, 9 spare, and then hasn't missed since. 1 ball to go to finish out the round of 24. So Danielle McEwen going to be in the 270s. Almi Guerra can only shoot 236, and Caroline Lagrange of Canada can only shoot 245. So Danielle will make up some ground here in this last game of the round of 24, heading into tomorrow's round of 8. I'm going to guess that the men are going to start in about an hour Danielle did strike on the fill, 279. I'm going to guess the men will start in about an hour or so. They've got to run the lanes. And that'll take a little bit of time. So we just got a couple of more shots to go here. And then we are done with this round. And we will wait for the men to get on the lanes for their round of 24. Like I said, probably about an hour from now. So we will see you back here in around an hour. And I'll be sure to tweet when we're going to start, when I have a better idea. So follow me on Twitter @Lucas_Wiseman, and I'll tweet out an update as to our projected start time for the men's round of 24. Again, follow me on Twitter @Lucas_Wiseman. 235 for Almigata, and Carolyn Lagrange is going to be 225 for the Canadian. So we'll be back when the men get started with the round of 24. See you then.